Thanks, guys, for coming out. I think it was a positive for us just to play in front of some other people and get a taste of what that'll be like next week. And just, we're bringing some guys back that didn't play in the scrimmage, so it was good for them to get more time in this game. And overall, I thought there were a fair number of positives, and want to thank Saint Katherine for coming in and playing the game. I think it's good for us now. We got a whole week to practice and taking a look at some things we gotta shore up on the practice floor, and the guys have been working extremely hard. So I think we'll have several good days leading into next Tuesday.
Did you feel the level of play was an extension of what you saw in practices the last few weeks?
I thought, I think just having playing in front of a crowd again and people, it was, we turned the ball over too many times in the first half, so that was one thing that I really haven't seen a lot of in practices to that extent. So it's, it's good that, again, no matter if you played a lot of games, if you're Marion Jackson or if you're a freshman, it's, that first game, it's in front of people, you're maybe a little more amped, a little more juice to play. It's just, finding that comfort level, and I think just getting everybody out in front of the crowd again was good and accomplished what we hoped for.
Does DJ Horn ever miss?
We just were talking about that. The coaches, he's, again, even in the scrimmage, he was really pretty lights out shooting it. Came out hot. Really, him and Jay, I thought, had really good offensive outings, in the first half, and did some nice things.
How is it seeing Horn, Heath, and just all the other transfers that got some minutes tonight make an immediate impact for the team? And just, you can only take so much away from an exhibition game, but just seeing them fill up the stat sheet in this game, what are you looking forward to that just as the season's coming up?
We had good balance, 5 guys in double figures. You like seeing that. We had 26 assists, so I like that number. So that was solid. But a lot of the guys in the scrimmage, there were a few guys that didn't play in the scrimmage, so it was good for them to get more minutes. Jay Heath and Jalen Graham were able to play more tonight, and so that was a positive because those guys missed the scrimmage on Saturday.
I noticed that you were looking at some Graham with one of the other bigs a couple times, and you mentioned that might be a possibility. What have you thought about how that's been looking?
I think that there's a chance that could happen, but if the guards keep playing as well as they're playing, it's going to be, because we don't even have Marcus at this point yet, and he's getting closer. So, it's going to, kind of be on me to figure that out. But we had Kamani and Zoe and Jalen Graham out there tonight for a first little minor stretch. So there's definitely a chance against bigger teams that we could go with that type of lineup.
You talked about the assists earlier, just being unselfish, moving the ball around. You guys were aggressive on defense as well. Just being aggressive on defense and being unselfish with the ball, those two things that you're trying to make as sort of keys for the upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying most of the summer that our workouts have been highly competitive. I think we were practicing so hard leading into our first scrimmage that it translated into success in the game. And both groups, I think that I could put 10 guys out on the court that are going to really probably practice as well and as hard as any team I've had, other maybe than Zylan Cheatham and Lou Dort's team that year. We had really good competitive practices and those things. But it helps when you could practice hard and you got a lot of guys that can make plays. I think they could come out here and feel like, hey, this isn't as hard as what I face every day on the practice floor.
Seeing Bobby Jr. with the dish and the dunk to Will must have been nice to see.
In a game like this, it's just great for everybody in the program that they all get an opportunity to play, and every guy works extremely hard, whether they're going to play rotation minutes or guys that are just great practice players. So it was good that we were able to establish that type of lead and put ourselves in a situation where we got multiple guys a chance to play. So I was happy for all the guys that got a chance to go tonight.
Is there any update on Graham after that alley-oop? It seems like he was kind of hobbling a little bit back to the bench. Obviously, Bagley didn't play tonight. Just any update on those two?
Nothing with Jalen Graham. He's fine. He had a concussion like 10 days ago, so he's out of that protocol now, and he's fine. So I'm not worried about him. Who's the other?
Oh, Bagley. Just he didn't play tonight. Any concerns with that?
He's getting closer. He's doing his rehab, and you know, he's making strides, so we're hopeful on him.
How good was it to see the energy? Because sometimes in an exhibition game, maybe guys are, hey, it's an exhibition game, but it seemed like you guys had energy both on the defensive end and on the offensive end.
Yeah, we're talking about, you know, setting a tone and trying to establish playing a certain way, and, you know, practicing that way every day, and competing, and no matter who you're playing against or what the scoreboard is. And I think this team has done that really well. We haven't had a lot of bad days, and there's a lot of accountability here. I think, you know, when guys are watching other guys perform well, you have that competition, and everyone knows when it's their opportunity, they got to be ready to go and contribute. So I think that's what's great about having good depth, that, you know, it really cultivates an environment where you're having that competition day in and day out, knowing that, you know, that's going to translate into minutes. And I think the groups liked each other, and, you know, they've shown that to me all summer, and it's maybe a reason we're passing better and making the extra pass, and our assist totals have been good in both games.
Whether